James Mason Jim Owen, November 11, 1903 – July 12, 1972, served as mayor of Branson, Missouri for 12 years. Jim Owen was an advertising manager for a Jefferson City newspaper before he came to the Ozarks in 1933 on a visit to Branson. He never left. Before he died in 1972, he had owned a drugstore, movie theater and an auto dealership. He was president of a bank and wrote a fishing column for the Arkansas Gazette in Little Rock, R. In addition, he owned Champion foxhounds and bird dogs, produced his own brand of dog food, and owned a large dairy. But Jim Owen became known for his other business venture. He set up the largest and most successful Ozark float fishing operation of that day. His success sparked national attention, giving area tourism a big boost. Jim Owen also authored a book entitled, Jim Owen's Hillbilly Humor, being the subject of articles in Look, Life, and the Saturday Evening Post where Jim shared his hilarious and heartwarming stories of life in the Ozarks. It began in the spring of 1935 with 6 boats, 6 guides, and a big truck. Owen claimed he could provide 31 days of fishing in his area without ever covering the same water twice. He didn't know all there was to know about the river, but he knew more about promotion and advertising than any other man in the hills. He brought in as his guests the writers and editors who could give him the publicity he needed. They were given free trips with steaks and wine and all the comforts one could accomplish on an Ozark gravel bar. In no time, his float service was being plugged in the pages of Life, Look, Outdoor Life, and Sports Afield, plus dozens of large newspapers. The late Dan Saltz and Townsend Godsey were writers who knew Jim Owen. They left much information and insight concerning his float fishing business. They gave much of the credit for his success to his boat builder, Charlie Barnes, and guides Albert Cornett, Raymond Winch, Little Horse Jennings, Tom Yoakum, and Deacon Himbree. It was Owen who became the most widely known publicist for floating and fishing the Ozarks. As mayor of Branson for 12 years and disciple of the old scriptural admonition that, he who tooteth not his horn, the same shall not be tooted, Owen regaled the media of the 1930s and 1940s with promotions about the beauty of the region and its outstanding fishing. His Owen boat lines specialized in weak floats from Galena on the lower James River down to Branson on the White River. Owen is credited with Branson's first theater, the Owens Theater, which proved to be a harbinger of things to come. Owens Theater on historic Commercial Street in downtown Branson was called the Hillbilly Theater when it was initially built in 1936 after starting Branson's first movie theater in 1934, built to expand the new theater to provide additional entertainment for the fishermen he took out for float trips on the White River and other tourists to the area.